Larry Ellison, from rejection to one of the richest men on earth. A Billionaire Net Worth Files story. Larry Ellison's journey is one of the most powerful comeback stories in modern business history. It is a story of rejection, poverty, self-belief, and relentless determination. Proof that success does not always follow traditional rules. Humble beginnings. Larry Ellison was born in 1944 in New York City to a young single mother. As a baby, he nearly died from pneumonia. Believing she could not care for him, his mother gave him up for adoption. Larry was raised by his aunt and uncle in a modest working-class home on the south side of Chicago. Money was always tight. As a teenager, Larry worked small jobs delivering newspapers, washing dishes, and mowing lawns just to help pay for school. His adoptive father, who had lost his savings during the Great Depression, was emotionally distant and often harsh. Larry later recalled being told repeatedly that he would never amount to anything. For many children, such words can destroy confidence. For Larry, they became fuel. Despite difficulties at home, Larry was intelligent and curious. He loved math and science and showed an early independent streak. He questioned authority and refused to blindly accept ideas that didn't make sense to him. Traits that often caused trouble in school, but later became his greatest strengths as an entrepreneur. Dropping out twice. In the early 1960s, Larry left Chicago to attend the University of Illinois. He performed exceptionally well in subjects he enjoyed and was even named Science Student of the Year. But tragedy struck when his adoptive mother, his greatest source of emotional support, passed away suddenly. Overwhelmed by grief, Larry dropped out of college. A few months later, he tried again at the University of Chicago. There, he encountered computers for the first time, and it changed his life. Programming fascinated him. However, he stayed only one term before dropping out again. Larry felt the courses were too theoretical and not practical enough for what he wanted to build. Friends and family were deeply concerned. His father declared that Larry would never succeed. By his early 20s, Larry had no degree, no clear plan, and very little support. But he wasn't finished. Rejection. After rejection. In the mid-1960s, Larry packed his car and drove to California in search of opportunity. He arrived with almost no money and no impressive resume. For years, he bounced between low-level jobs, working as a technician and junior programmer. At one point, Larry earned just $400 a month, barely enough to survive. He applied to more than 30 technology companies, including NASA. Every single application was rejected. Most employers refused to hire someone without a college degree and formal experience. Instead of giving up, Larry doubled down on self-education. He spent nights reading technical books and teaching himself how to code. He never took a formal computer science class, yet he slowly became a skilled programmer through pure discipline and curiosity. The idea that changed everything. In the 1970s, Larry landed a job at Ampex, where he worked on a database project for the CIA, codenamed Oracle. This experience exposed him to the power of databases and sparked a vision. Inspired by a research paper on relational databases, Larry realized something others didn't. Software itself could be the product. In 1977, at age 33, Larry made a leap of faith. Along with Bob Miner and Ed Oates, he co-founded a small company called Software Development Laboratories. They started with just $2,000, most of it Larry's own money, and worked long hours in a tiny office. Their first customer was the CIA. Using that project, they built a commercial database product and named it Oracle. Many people laughed at the idea. Investors and competitors said databases were too complicated and that no one would pay for software. Others said it was impossible to compete with giants like IBM. Larry didn't listen. Breakthrough and near collapse. Oracle released its first product and made a clever marketing move by calling it version 2, creating the impression of maturity and reliability. Slowly, customers began to take notice. The turning point came when IBM decided to use Oracle's database for one of its projects. That single decision changed everything. Oracle's sales exploded, doubling year after year. By the mid-1980s, Oracle went public and became one of the fastest-growing software companies in the world. Then came disaster. In 1990, Oracle nearly collapsed due to aggressive sales practices that overstated revenue. The company's stock crashed, losing around 80% of its value. Many believed Oracle and Larry Ellison were finished, but Larry refused to quit. He admitted mistakes, rebuilt the leadership team, and focused relentlessly on improving the product. In 1992, Oracle released a new version that restored confidence and put the company back on top of the database industry. Triumph at the top. Today, Oracle is a global technology giant worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Its software powers governments, banks, hospitals, and major corporations around the world. Larry Ellison, now in his 80s, remains actively involved as Oracle's executive chairman and chief technology officer. In 2025, Larry briefly became the richest person in the world, with a net worth estimated at around $393 billion, surpassing even Elon Musk for a short time. The man once rejected by every employer now owns luxury homes around the world, private jets, championship sailing teams, and even most of a Hawaiian island. Larry Ellison's life offers powerful lessons. Formal education is not the only path to success. Self-learning can outperform credentials. Rejection does not define your future. Persistence beats talent without discipline. Doubters can become motivation. From poverty and rejection to global influence and unimaginable wealth, Larry Ellison's journey proves that belief, learning, and perseverance can change everything. This has been a story from the Billionaire Net Worth Files, where we break down the real journeys behind the world's greatest fortunes. Believe in your vision, keep learning, and never quit. Subscribe to Billionaire Net Worth Files for real stories behind unreal wealth.